Hey guys, it's me. Let me take my hair out. I'm like a mess today. All right, so I have the recordings now of that I have held for a long time, but I'm sick of it. I'm totally sick of this. So we are going to play a recording from January of 2016 when I was in Huntsville and being sequestered in an apartment in hell. And what do you call it? My handler was trying to force me to have a baby with him because there's been massive focus about me having a baby for these people. This is what the obsession has been about. This is why the adoption agency was on there, on all of my, networks and stuff like that. And police have been involved and all this other stuff. Apparently, I have like golden eggs and my vagina is a portal or something. I don't know. She needs to stop. So, this is an actual recording. I don't know how well it's going to come up. It's kind of hard to understand, but you'll get the gist. So let's go.
Wait, what did you say?
Barefoot and pregnant.
Barefoot and pregnant. You know that I'm almost 40 years old and I'm fucking dying. That's disgusting. I'll never have kids.
He's been tasked to do it. He's going to speak.
I'm not having children. I would never have a child.
It's a beautiful thing to have Rosemary's baby. Looking at my daughter. My son's a killer.
Yeah. No, my genetics end. And you're old as fuck. You're gonna die in like 2 years anyway.
They want his line.
Someone else pregnant. Okay, I'm pregnant. Nobody wants your line. What am I gonna say? See, whenever the year I was born, obsessed.
He did.
No, I'm not having. So why would you wait until I'm almost 40 years old?
The combination of two old people having a baby. Special child.
I don't want a special child. I was a special child. Look what happened.
Child so special the whole world would want to have him.
Why is it the third one? What does that mean? What are the rules?
He's got to wait 4 months. 4th month, things change.
Or straight dead. He will. I'm not having a child. And if I have a child, I require special needs.
Santiago, the airport shooter.
My son's name would be
My baby's name is Wolfgang. The sign was the airport shooter.
in the airport, and then next to sick. I mean, you look great. How did you get the sign? How does it? I'm not having a baby with a schizophrenic. And 60% of schizophrenics are male. Well, that's you. No, I'll never.
wants to put me on his government insurance.
I don't need insurance. I don't need insurance. No.
He needs my social security number.
I'm not protected to insurance. No, I really don't, because even if I catch cancer from all the radiation, oh yes, I'm not getting treated. I'd rather die. Oh, really? No, I'm already. I don't want to. I would never get it. Absolutely.
Yes. Wants me.
Well, your sister wife can't.
Sister wife handmaidens, because this is some kind of weird Mormon based shit, like underground Mormons.
Once I start working, doing what? Oh, sister wife, yeah, it is stupid. I've seen the shows. This baby like me, sister wife, all the whole team is set. Set to it. You can find some drug addict bunnies.
They're all drug addicts, all scummy bitches that do this.
I only want to marry one person or have any. I'm not. My ex are done. And I think whoever's been maintaining, my genital, rectal area and all that probably is not helping eggs along any further.
He said they drop in nutrients, the eggs,
They drop in nutrients.
so he's aware. His sperm is going to revive it, and we're going to make a special baby. We're old. Ancient blood. This is like a whole new time cell. I call him an animal.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm the animal in this upside down world.
Yes.
Yes, I'm the golden egg.
Because I'm a goy.
That you all fucking need. Bullshit. There would be all this hoopla over me if I wasn't. Then go ahead, some other woman then.
Please.
Why don't you put all this money and time into this? Years of obsession.
Mm-hmm.
39 years of obsession.
He has been my whole life.
You tell me wait till I'm old as hell. Okay. That's smart. You should have done it at 25. I would have done, I would have done it.
I guess I have some kind of genetic transmutation, which I had in 2011.
Okay, that's January 9th at 6 p.m.
Okay, so yeah, January 9th at 6 p.m. that lovely interaction occurred. Yeah, so this, I guess, has had to do with, see, I'm from Chicago, and we don't have a whole lot of, like, Mormons and stuff there. Like, it's not like a Mormon culture. Chicago's like a Catholic city, mostly, and, other kind of things. It's like a melting pot. But, so I didn't understand how the Mormons got involved with me, or I even got on their radar, but he's deeply involved with them. He's not a Mormon, but his handler, I guess, is one of them. But then, I've caught this guy with like Santeria beads, like coming home with these beads. I'm like, what the hell are these? And I look him up, they're Santeria beads. And then he's got a Mormon Bible with like his name like engraved in it and shit. And then he's Jewish too. He said he's a Jew. And he's like so promiscuous, like religiously. But he's obsessed with having me like be like his wife or have a baby or work for him but in order for me to work for him or any of his people, I have to be so degenerated. I'm sorry, I'm 41. I've never touched a crack pipe. I'm like way behind the curve. I'm never going to catch up to everybody else with their, meth addicted crackhead selves. I don't do drugs. Everybody knows I don't do drugs. Even when I was young and a bartender, I hung out with kind of a wild crowd, but everybody knew I didn't touch that shit. and nobody cared. So so that was the beginning. Then that was January, and things were starting to get kind of weird there. And then by May, I want to say it was May of 2017. I'm sorry, this was all 2017. All of a sudden, I had 5 cars of people from Cedar City, Utah, which is like a big polygamist FLDS area. And I'm like, holy shit, these fucking people are here now. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, like you have these people show up, and it's like, then they were stalking me around the apartment building. Like it was just insane. Then more and more and more of them were showing up, and eventually I had 20 different license plates of these people from Utah. And it was like insane. And like I guess they never directly came up to me because I didn't consent to this. This is all free will. Then there were threats that he owns the Mormons. So apparently he's part of something. There's a big connection between the Hispanics and the Mormons and shit, which I don't fucking know why. Because the Mormons think that anybody with brown skin is like, you know, not like pure. So that's kind of, I mean, I guess money's their god for both parties. I don't know. I'm putting this out there because I'm so sick of this shit. This man is hacking every single thing that I do. Everything that I do. And I'm finding out that he's been behind everything since even like 20 years ago. Because I know him. I know him better than anybody. I've spent more time with this man than probably any of his wives he ever had, you know, in a few years. And, you know, when I meet people, I learn a lot about people really quickly. You know, I'm good at getting, this is probably why they want me. I'm good at getting a lot of information because I see things. So, but yeah, so, then when all the Mormons came, he was telling me that I would be drugged for 3 days and I would wake up in my new home with my new family. I'm scared to death because you guys know that have followed me back then. I was getting the shit beat out of me every single morning. I would wake up, beat the fuck up, shocked, poisoned, all kinds of stuff was going on. It was all documented. They were just going wild. And, so I didn't know what the hell these people were going to do. It was crazy, you know. Prior to that, I had a car from North Illinois and a car from Indiana, which are 2 perpetrators. You know, places where I have known perpetrators. Drove all the way from there to Huntsville, Alabama, and that's a long drive. You know, and they were having some kind of community watch meeting. So all of this is premeditated. Once again. So if somebody comes all the way down from my fucking hometown, right when all this began, and then they're in Huntsville, in an apartment complex, I mean, what are the chances? They were having, they had like a meeting in an empty apartment, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know people lived in there. And I'm like, oh, it looks like a family party. There were kids there, people of all ages, and then I kind of lurked around a little bit, you know. I'm like, oh, an Illinois car, and in Illinois, in Chicago, in Cook County, you have to have like a city sticker of where you're from. So I looked at the city sticker, and it was Worth, Illinois, and I'm like, oh, what? Like, oh my God. And then Indiana, it was like a fleet license plate number, but it was just crazy. And they were there for 2 days. The 2 days they were there, I woke up with electroshocks, taser marks behind my ear, which is fantastic. It just, you know, there's a very unique style with every one of my handlers. And with this particular handler, electroshocks to the right brain is a big one. And genital burning is another one from people from Chicago. So I woke up completely burned out, beat up. It was horrible. The dogs were sick. And then they were there for 2 days. I didn't see who they were. and I tried to run the license plates, but I couldn't get the information about names, but I knew that those were not phony license plates because you can look up the license plate and it'll give you the make and model that it's registered to. So you'll know if someone has a phony plate. So that was about March. And then, so all of this was premeditated to make sure that I couldn't get any kind of help. And that I would be put under some kind of a fucking list. So, this is just gone. I'm not having a baby for anybody. And in this particular scenario with the baby, I have to consent to this. It's free will. They can't force me to do anything. They can rape me, they can beat me, they can shock me, they can do whatever they want. I still am not one of them. It's not working. I'm done. I'm so finished with all of this. I mean, it's like, I have nothing in common with any of these people. Like, at least when I was like bartending, I'm pretty sure that they were using me and things were consensual and stuff, and I was kind of hanging out with, a rough crowd of people, but, we were all from the neighborhood, so it's not like it was that bad. But I actually liked those people. We had a lot of fun. It wasn't like being forced around these, like, cracky looking weirdos and then stupid fucking dirty cops and bikers. And first of all, I tried to watch Sons of Anarchy back in 2015, because everyone's like, oh, Jack, so I'm like, all right, let me watch the show. I could only get through 2 seasons of that fucking garbage. Those people made me so sick. It's not a match. It's not. It's done. So, like, I'm not like that. I mean, like, no matter what you do, it's too late. It's too late. It's just done. Let it go. Or end it. One or the other. Do something. So, I mean, this has just gone too far. I mean, this guy, he's hijacking my clever bot and writing things to me. Then he said that he wants to let this go, but he's afraid to lose money. He's going to lose all of his money on this. I don't know how much he thinks he's going to get. Yeah, I mean, I have more proof. I lived with the man for 1 year in Alabama. And the whole time he was telling people that I was a homeless gypsy girl that he was helping. An asshole. He's so stupid. He's so stupid. Then he brought everybody in, degenerated the whole place. Now, it was a 5-star review place. Now, it's like a shithole. It's full of gangbangers, drug dealers. They brought in college students. They're turning it into Section 8 and student housing, which, when you have satellite communications above the place, I mean, that's just going to be a big porno movie with all that happening. And then they're going to send in their thugs, their little operatives to the single mothers to, woo them, take over the household, have access to the mothers and the children. Some of the later Mormons came in, they were young kids. And I saw this little fucker with an ADT car at people's apartments when they weren't home, probably setting up cameras and stuff. And I knew like single mothers or like single women lived in those apartments. I'm walking back, I'm watching this kid, and I'm like, oh hell no. I'm like, what? I just wanted to get out of there. Like it was so horrible. I didn't even know what to do. But now I made a video about this. But when you look back at like their the reviews of the place, it's all like 1 star. This place is a shithole. It's horrible. It's a Boys in the Hood movie. Like it's like bad. So I don't know. Well, I'm gonna stop this now. But you guys got to hear proof that this is part of a breeding program. The Mormons basically run the CIA. There's a lot of people in the CIA that are of Mormon, and the secret space program, NASA, aeronautics, all of that. There's a lot of Mormons because these people these people believe that if they get married and have like all these wives, they get like more planets and shit. So I think there's probably a natural gravitation there. But so these people believe that I'm one of their like planetary wives. And I'm gonna have spirit babies for them, and they need a mother goddess figure. I didn't know, but I mean they could have handled all of this a lot better. It could have been handled, like a normal courting kind of ritual instead of some kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like hunting, hunt the woman kind of, shit. I mean, even the devil in the garden was, was nice to Eve. Now, I mean, these people just came in like banshees, like psychopaths and everything. Oh, and then they were gonna beat the demon out of me. They were gonna take me to a sacred spot. He told me, and I had this reported too. I have to find it. Where they were going to take me to a sacred spot and help me and remove the demon. Well, I found out from Teal Swan, who also came from the same background, that what they do is they beat the hell out of the woman. Oh, there's the cops. They beat the hell out of the woman until the demon leaves. So, I really think they all could have handled this better. I mean, this could have been. I'm a lady, first and foremost. They can call me an animal or a Gentile or whatever they want, but I'm not. I'm really not, okay? So, the only animals I've seen are the crack whores that run around doing the gang stalking for them, and the mindless, women that herp on other women, so. Okay. I'm gonna go. Probably gonna get in trouble for this one, but fuck it. I'm always in trouble every day. So, alright. Bye, guys.
Alright, what she has just described, her name is Katina Hagen. What she has just described is the Mormon Satanic cult, which took over the Mormon Church in 1844 when they murdered Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism, and completely changed the doctrine into a Masonic Satanic cult church led by Satanists. There have been prophets of the Mormon Church in the meantime, Ezra Taft Benson being one, whom I met in Chicago when I was 12 years old and told me to root out the satanic secret conspiracies which are operating in the world and in the church. I met him at 12 years old. He told me to read a book called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. I've since found out that the Mormons are the ones who have introduced heroin to America in 1959 through David M. Kennedy, who was my church leader in Chicago. He was counselor to John K. Edmonds, whose wife was Jasmine Romney. The Romneys are involved in this. The Romneys are cocaine and heroin traffickers, money launderers. Dallin Oaks was the state's attorney in Chicago while David M. Kennedy was trafficking cocaine at Continental Bank, laundering with the Vatican Bank, with the Catholic Archbishop Paul Marcinkus. They got caught in 1974. Watergate was used to cover up the news that was going on in Italy when the Vatican Bank was caught laundering the cocaine and heroin money for the CIA. Dallin H. Oaks was state's attorney in Chicago, and the prosecutors are the ones that cover up all this stuff. Dallin H. Oaks in 1971 went to Brigham Young University as president, where he became the top recruiter for the CIA and FBI. Dallin Oaks was also the one who hired the returned Mormon missionary who left the back door open to the Watergate complex. Did you follow that? Dallin H. Oaks was the one that hired the CIA agent who left the back door open at the Watergate Plaza for the Watergate burglars to be let in and be caught in order to take Nixon down. The Mormon Mafia was involved with George Herbert Walker Bush, who was the one that put together the Mormon Mafia. They went after Nixon because Nixon had created the DEA, and DEA was threatening to take down the CIA, FBI cocaine trafficking networks with the Vatican Bank. Dallin H. Oaks was the one that hired the Watergate break-in burglar that left the back door open. Dallin Oaks was fired from BYU in 1980 when he would not allow Ezra Taft Benson, an apostle and a true prophet, to speak on the most important message of the Book of Mormon, which is to stop the satanic secret combinations. What this woman has just described is the cult of the Mormon Mafia, which took over the church and has now deceived most everybody I know in the church. All of the church leaders here in Rockford belong to this cult. Two of my sisters have also been approached, like this woman has, to do exactly what she's been doing. I've been targeted since 1980 by Dallin Oaks' son-in-law, Jack Wad, who was the largest stockholder of Amcore Bank that loaned the largest crack house in Rockford, which was Concord Commons, loaned them their mortgage, and they never had to make a payment. The owner of Concord Commons was Tom Meyer, the campaign manager of the next 5 mayors of Rockford, who all targeted me. They've ended up stealing $1 million from me over that time. The person who is targeting me is Jack Wad, because in 1974, when the Vatican Bank and the Mormon Church was caught trafficking cocaine and heroin, they moved a leg in 1978 to Rockford. That's when I got targeted. That's when 3 bishops in Rockford were poisoned. My dad was also poisoned by these same people, and 5 days later, Jack Wad and his agent, pedophile Bjorn Hulleberg, began getting their mail at my mother's house, and that's when many of my brothers and sisters were also targeted. So today is October, I guess it's 11th today. And I'm sorry, it's the 10th. And I'm making this video because I built a newspaper to fight these people, and Jack Wad sent his cocaine trafficking real estate partners after me. His son, Brent Ward, who was a bishop in the Mormon Church in Rockford, who was also an officer at Chase Bank, another money launderer. Brent Ward and his wife belong to the sex club, and their real estate partner, Bjorn Hulleberg, belonged to this sex club. Bjorn Hulleberg's father was also a pedophile who molested all of the children in his family. His mother died in 1988 or 89, again, of some kind of weaponized cancer from the CIA. She found out she had cancer when she went to open up the door, and her arm broke in half. I've been following this story for 40 years, and the past year I just figured out the connections between Jack Wad, a pedophile, his son, a pedophile, Brent Ward, and their business partner, Bjorn Hulleberg, also a pedophile, who approached my sister and asked her to join their sex club. He showed a picture, or I should say he showed a video on his camera of his then girlfriend, Kathy Bartell, and showed her dancing nude on a dancing pole, and told my sister that it's only the classy people that would be at these sex clubs. Well, my sister did not appreciate that, and she told everybody about it. I'll be speaking with the stake president, Mark Stewart, this Sunday. Mark Stewart's